After the COVID-19 lockdowns in 2020, I think we've all been wondering as we head into 2021, what's going to happen in the real estate market, specifically here in Cincinnati. And we're starting to see what's happening, and it's actually a huge shift in the market, and it's going to affect buyers and sellers, and it's already in effect right now. So in a couple minutes, I'm going to share with you what that huge shift is and what you need to do if you're planning to buy, sell, or if you're buying and selling at the same time, regardless of what you're doing with your move. You're going to learn here in a couple minutes what you need to do to take advantage of or to navigate the current market conditions that are very difficult and are very different than what you may have experienced in the past, even recently. I can tell you from personal experience on the front lines working with buyers and sellers, there are more buyers shopping for a house right now than we've ever seen before. I've been doing this for 7 years. It's crazier than I've ever seen. I've talked to colleagues that have been doing this for 30 years. They've never seen anything like it. Now, we've been hearing that the market's crazy and they've never seen anything like it, but that's really been in terms of inventory. We've seen inventory increase from the beginning of this year from less than 2 months to now it's over 2.5 months. So we would think that would relieve some of that pressure. But what we're not accounting for in the seller data that we get from the MLS is buyer data. And so we're experiencing the fact that there's so many more buyers on the market right now than there were last year. And it does make common sense if you think about it. So last year, if you were thinking about moving and then the COVID pandemic hits, unless you absolutely have to move, you're probably not going to do anything. You're not going to go shopping for a house with a mask on or worry about getting the virus when there's no vaccine or something like that. There's no reason to risk all of that trouble, or even if you're worried about your health, you don't need to worry about that and shop for a home when you're in the middle of a pandemic. So it makes sense that many people weren't shopping then. And then as they progress throughout the year and they're working from home and their kids are taking school at home, that they're becoming more and more uncomfortable in their home. They're looking at all the flaws in the home. They're thinking about different updates they can make. They're wanting more space because their kids are doing school from home and they're working from home. They may need a whole other room or maybe more than one to accommodate their changing needs. So plenty of people have been thinking about moving and have actually been encouraged to move because of being locked down in their homes for most of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And now that people are getting vaccinated, people are feeling more comfortable to get out in the marketplace, we're seeing a flood of buyers. Many listings are now giving buyers a deadline to submit an offer. They're saying we're showing starting on this date, and then tomorrow at 5 p.m. we're making a final decision, which seems crazy in normal market conditions. Again, we've never seen this before, at least not this often. It seems to be the norm now that as we're listing, we're also having to communicate with buyers that we know we're going to get multiple offers, we know we're going to get over list price, we know we're going to have people begging for the house, so here's how this is going to work. And here's when you need to submit your offer by. So it's not the friendly conversation or marketing that you typically see trying to encourage buyers to come see it and write an offer, if they're motivated to do so. It's kind of an assumption that the sellers are going to get multiple offers and the buyers are kind of going to have to just beg for it. So in addition to outrageous prices that sellers are getting, many buyers are having, in order to compete, to waive inspections, to waive appraisal, to agree to cover what's called an appraisal gap, which is the difference between the appraised value and the purchase price if that comes up, if the appraisal comes in low after their offer is accepted. They're also offering to pay the seller's closing costs. They're giving the sellers occupancy or letting them live in their house after closing to move out. Anything buyers can do, again, to beg for the house. They're trying to win the bid in multiple offers in almost every case, as long as the house is competitively priced and marketed properly. Now, as a seller in this market, given the fact that inventory is super low and there's tons of buyers, more than we've ever seen, and buyers are basically begging for houses, many sellers think that because the market is so hot, they can just cut corners. They don't need to prepare for showings. They don't need to do professional photography. They can simply list their homes at ridiculously high prices and they'll still sell. And so they kind of figure it doesn't really matter what they do, they're still going to sell. And you know what? They might be right in most cases. They'll still sell, but if you want to take advantage truly of the market, and this is historic market that we have right now in terms of just how desperate buyers are and how much they're willing to pay. You want to make sure as a seller that you squeeze every single penny out of the sale of your home. And so if you're interested in getting absolute top dollar for your home, you have to take a different approach. So assuming that you're buying your next home before you sell your home, you're probably going to feel as you buy your home, if you haven't already, that you've had to beg for your house and you've overpaid for it. So when you're selling your home, it's time to turn the tables, and it's time to get that money back. And the premium that you paid to get your new house, you want to make sure you get that back when you sell your house. So take advantage of the fact that now you're the seller, and now you're going to get everything you want. You're going to get the price you want, you're going to get the timing you want, you're going to get the inspections waived, or at least no repairs requested. Perhaps you'll get an appraisal waived or an appraisal gap covered, or you'll get your closing costs covered, etc. You might even get occupancy after closing. We want to make sure as the seller, because you have begged for your house when you bought, you want to make sure, although it seems mean-spirited, it's certainly fair that on your end you're not trying to put the buyers in a bad position, but this is the leverage that you have as the seller. It's time for you to get what you want, okay? So rather than just posting it up and not preparing for showings and not marketing properly and just selling it, you'll certainly still sell if you give it a decent price, but you're not really going to get all that money back, and you're not going to get all the terms you want simply by posting it in the MLS and on consumer sites. What you want to do again is sell for absolutely top dollar. So in addition to broadcasting your listing online to the open market, you need to proactively target market the correct buyers, the ones that are most willing to pay you absolute top dollar for your home, which may be over market value. They're willing to pay a premium because the features of your home match what they're looking for perfectly. So these are the people that would have a feverish response to your home if they saw it for sale. So what I'm doing right now for my clients that are selling is what I call target marketing. And so based on the features of their home, I build out a buyer profile, which includes the characteristics of the people that are most willing to pay top dollar for their home. So this includes their household income, their credit score, their age, how many kids they have, how old their kids are, even how many cars they own, where they live now, whether they own a home now or they're renting. So there's a lot of characteristics that we put to building this buyer profile to match with the features of your home. So we make sure that in addition to broadcast marketing to the general public, we're also target marketing to the right people who will pay you the most money. So for example, let's say you have a 2-story home with 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage, flat fenced-in backyard, and maybe an office on the first floor, and you're in a desirable school district. So in order to sell for absolute top dollar, we need to find the people that have at least 3 kids that are of school age. That's why they need 4 bedrooms, and that's why they like the school district. They probably live in a starter home in the school district already, probably, and they probably don't want to switch schools, so that's another motivation factor for them to stay in the school district. Their household income needs to be at least 1/3 of the value of your home in order to afford that. We want to make sure their credit score is at least in the high 600s so they can do a conventional loan instead of FHA, because that's better for you. One of them may be working from home, so they would love to have the office on the first floor, and that's something they would be willing to pay a premium for. And they may have a dog or another pet, maybe a couple dogs, so the fenced-in backyard would certainly be something that they would be really interested in as well. So, if you could find people like this that meet these criteria, obviously they would be willing to pay more for your home than a couple that has no kids and no ties to the school district, right? So it makes perfect sense to market your home not only to the general public, but to target market, provide an additional layer of marketing to reach the people who actually need the features of your home. They would be willing to pay a premium, pay top dollar for your home. And why not try to get every single penny out of the sale of your home? So the problem is most homeowners who sell on their own, or even if they work with an agent, they don't market their homes this way. They post a listing in the MLS, they hope for showings and offers. And the problem right now with the market being so hot is they do think the approach works because they get the feedback directly from having offers and offers that are probably more than they've ever thought they would get. But what they don't realize is because they're not reaching the right people proactively, they may actually be leaving money on the table. Sure, they're getting more than they thought they would, but that's what everybody's getting because of the market conditions. But if you can do proactive target marketing to the right people, you're going to get absolute top dollar for your home, and it's going to be more than if you simply post your home in the MLS and wait for the offers to roll in. So if you are interested in selling your home for a premium, squeezing every single penny out of it, and again, getting the money back that you overspent when you bought your house, go ahead and click the description. That's the second link there. It's patrickgrosser.com/sell. There's nothing being sold here. There's no form to submit your contact information. It's a video that I produced with Greg from my marketing department where we go through exactly how our target marketing approach works and how it can ensure that you can sell your home for absolute top dollar. Again, so once you have the leverage, take advantage of the market as a seller and squeeze every single penny out of the sale of your home. So I hope this information has been helpful for you. If you do have any questions or you want some advice, feel free to schedule a call. There's a link in the description there, calendly.com/patrickgrosser/call. It'll be a 15-minute call or less. We can have an initial discussion about what your needs are and whether or not I can help you. Again, I've mentioned a couple times here, I can't help everybody. There is a huge influx of buyers, and that's what most people are trying to do first. So most people, even if they are going to be selling, are looking to buy first. So I'll be forthright with you. If you're in an area that I don't service very often, or if what you're looking for is it's not something I can help you with because I just don't have the bandwidth right now and I'm working with too many people or something like that, I will be totally honest with you and let you know. The worst case scenario, we have a quick conversation and we determine that I can't help you but somebody else can. Or best case scenario, maybe we find a good fit. Maybe it's something that I can definitely help you with and we can help you find something off market to buy, and we can help you with target marketing to sell for top dollar. If you are not ready to talk right now, that's totally fine too. You can go ahead and send a private message through my Facebook page. And don't forget to like this post if you think this information is helpful and you want to see more like it. You can also follow my business page on Facebook and turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss anything in the future. I do educational videos twice a week on the real estate market, and I also share some tips for buyers and sellers on how they can achieve their goals given the market conditions. So that's always changing. I'm always providing new, fresh tips on what we can do as buyers and sellers to win in this market. Also, feel free to comment if you have a topic that you'd like for me to cover that I haven't covered already. I take those into account and I try to get those done in the future too. And also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to see all the videos at once and really get educated on the market and on some of these tips on how you can achieve your goals right now in the real estate market. You can also turn on notifications there so you get notifications of new videos that are coming out as well. I did provide the fourth link there in the description is a link to my YouTube channel, so that's easy to find as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.